¿Qué onda, espectadores? Diré que hoy no habrá rap, sino una de Ad Battle, así que sin más que decir que comience esto. Todos estaban hablando sobre el universo que vieron, Universo My Hero Academia. Todos los ciudadanos estaba hablando sobre Tomura Shigaraki y su don más poderoso, pero mientras que ellos hablaban en un bar, estaba la liga de villano hablando entre sí, pero Toga y Dulce vieron que Tomura se durmió por aburrimiento. Gaby, creo que es mejor traer el balde de agua. Dulce, claro que sí. Barra está loco. Cara quemada. Davi con una vena. Sabe, no te mató porque eres útil. Toga, ya. Además recuerda lo que dijo Tomura-kun, que se va a despertar si hay destrucción. Lo decía con una sonrisa que daba miedo, pero a punto que los demás diga algo. Ver que la pantalla se enciende y muestra el título Batalla a muerte Omni-man vs homelander. Eso confundió a más de uno, pero no a dos. Universo, pero a punto de hablar la pantalla cambia y muestra esto.
Omni-man. How'd you go in there for a second, huh?
Not really. His name is in the title of the video.
Well, you might be forgiven for mistaking Nolan Grayson for his classic comic inspiration. He's even got that sexy mustache that he's not afraid to hide with terrible CGI. Born on the planet Viltrum, Nolan was sent to Earth to act as its superpowered alien defender and spread the enlightenment of his utopian homeworld.
And as his superhero alter ego Omni-Man, there was no one better suited to the task. He saved the world countless times, worked alongside the Guardians of the Globe, and even married and had a son, Mark.
Life couldn't be better, until Mark inherited his dad's Viltrumite powers. That's when Mark found out that his dad was a stinking rat bastard liar.
Turns out, Viltrum wasn't exactly the peaceful utopia Nolan promised.
Peaceful in the sense that they culled half their population, murdering billions with their bare hands until only the strongest were left, united by a common purpose.
This Viltrumite empire then went on to conquer planet after planet in their home galaxy, murdering any who dared oppose them. So just scratch that whole peaceful part entirely.
And turns out Omni-Man was here to do that same thing to Earth. Sorry, Mark. Your dad's a dick.
Even worse, he's easily the most powerful being on the entire planet.
Imagine combining the raw power of a Kryptonian and the bloodlust of a Saiyan, and what you get is basically a Viltrumite.
Due to their unique DNA, Viltrumites are composed of smart atoms that they can manipulate to achieve superhuman feats, like holding their breath for weeks on end by drawing more energy from the oxygen inside them.
Kinda reminds me of that whole bioelectric aura thing Superman has. That's basically how comic writers bullshit a science-y explanation for his powers.
Except smart atoms make even less sense. How can atomic structure be designated by your DNA? DNA is made of atoms. It's completely nonsensical biological hogwash that I cannot stand.
Uh-oh, comics fans. I'm calling this debunked. Viltrumites can fly, withstand near absolute zero temperatures, and even possess insane healing factors. You know, stuff like getting punched through the stomach, having your guts ripped out, or having your face smashed up in a tomato soup. I don't mean to exaggerate, but Viltrumites in this series get fucked up and somehow survive.
However, too much trauma to the brain or heart can overtax their healing factors, and intense heat can be especially damaging.
Even the most powerful Viltrumites can be killed by extended baths in the spicy hot plasma of a star.
And because of their abilities, their inner ear vestibular system is far more sensitive than a regular human's. Intense sonic pressure will disrupt their fragile equilibrium and even prevent them from flying.
Though pushing themselves to their physical limits only ends up making them way stronger. And considering Nolan has been alive and planet conquering for thousands of years, he is easily one of the toughest Viltrumites around. Like, other aliens attacking him will literally splatter their bodies against him. But Mark didn't inherit everything from his dad. Despite his alien genes, Mark was raised as a human with our weak, pathetic human values like love and compassion and not brutally murdering the shit out of everyone you see like a maniac. Really made it difficult for Nolan to relate to his kid.
Such as when these aliens invaded Earth. Mark tried his best to minimize casualties and outsmart his numerically superior foes.
Nolan, meanwhile, tackled their leader through the portal back to their homeworld, then spent some time systematically annihilating their planet for even daring to take Earth from him. Classic generational divide.
Annihilate is underselling it. Nolan flew so fast that his body lit their planet's atmosphere on fire, creating massive country-sized explosions, with his own body as the projectile.
Omni-Man has flown across galaxies in only a week, survived punching a hole through a planet, and even deflected a meteor the size of Texas.
Assuming that means the diameter of the meteor is equivalent to the distance from the top of the Panhandle to the Gulf of Mexico, that would make it 1,300 kilometers wide.
And weigh over 4.6 quintillion tons. Moving at re-entry speeds of over 11,000 meters per second, it had hit with enough energy to destroy the moon twice over.
So Omni-Man is strong enough to slaughter those who considered him an ally, the Guardians of the Globe, all to ensure as seamless a transition to the coming Viltrumite rule as possible.
Too bad for Nolan, it wouldn't be that easy, because he'd have to go through his son first.
Mark was horrified by his father's treachery, spurred on by the reveal that Nolan only viewed his mother as a pet, a disposable broodmare. Invincible fought Omni-Man to save the planet.
And that's when Mark's real Viltrumite training began. Get it? Training? Like the train?
Yes, we get it. It was a good pun. Jesus.
But if anything, it was Omni-Man that learned a lesson about humanity that day.
He may have tried to turn Mark into a Viltrumite, but in reality, as Nolan fled Earth with tears in his eyes, Mark made his father human.
Fuera de la pantalla todos a ver el inicio, no entendieron, pero a escuchar que es un extraterrestre muy fuerte eso los impactó, pero a escuchar todo lo que hizo ese, se enojaron mucho, pero más a ver que le está pegando a su hijo muy fuerte y algunos vomitaron a ver que usó a su hijo como escudo para actos seguidos, matar a 120 personas en un tren. Los niños no aguantaron y vomitaron, mientras que algunos, que son más experimentaron, no le afectó, pero sí está muy enojado porque el deber de un padre es ayudar a su hijo. No golpearon hasta la muerte. Universo invencible. Luego que Omni-Man se fuera del planeta todos vieron la pantalla con terror a ver lo que hizo, mientras que Cecil estaba anotado todo, ya que a fin podrá saber lo que pasará el futuro, y lo bueno que aceptó porque vio todo lo que está pasando. Universo de Voice Bar Butcher estaba viendo la pantalla con cara que ni me importa, solo quiere ver muerto a Homelander de una forma horrible, pero vio y escuchó cómo es Omni-Man, a ni le importa ni rayos, le va a quitar las nubes a ese patriota, pero todos vieron que la pantalla cambia y se muestra esto adentro de la pantalla.
Superheroes on the face of the earth.
That's right, superheroes are real and they're big business.
Imagine a company that possesses a monopoly on popular culture, pumping out movies, TV shows, action figures, and video games constantly, drowning the masses in a slurry of focus-tested nostalgia opium with no end in sight.
Yeah, imagine!
Within Vought's pantheon of gods among men is their premier super team, the Seven, and its leader, Homelander.
He's got the looks, the charm, the Jesus, and most importantly, he's got the power to slaughter all of America's enemies at home and abroad. This guy probably eats freedom and shits eagles.
But Homelander's squeaky clean corporate sheen is only skin deep. Far from the big blue Boy Scout he's marketed as, Homelander is probably the closest thing to Lucifer on Earth.
Remember Bad Future Biff from Back to the Future? Now give him superpowers and media training.
Vought's official story is that Homelander was an alien who landed here as a baby, a tale we're all familiar with.
And one that's total bullshit. Homie was made in a lab with Vought's proprietary super soldier serum, Compound V.
And he was a complete success.
Too much of a success. He was murdering rooms of terrified scientists before his umbilical cord was even cut. In the comics, Vought had to keep a remote-controlled hydrogen bomb strapped to him at all times because they had no idea what else could possibly kill him.
As he grew up, he was subjected to psychological conditioning to make him the greatest and most profitable hero of all time.
It wasn't long before he debuted as Homelander, the ultimate defender of the American dream.
Homelander possesses massively superhuman strength, speed, and durability. He can fly at hypersonic speeds, see through walls with X-ray vision.
Fuera de la pantalla todos a ver qué hizo ese tan Homelander, literal casi todo, vomitaron y otros se enojaron por lo que hizo, y para rematar se cree un dios solo, porque tiene poderes. Que estupidez. Universo desde toda la liga vio a Homelander con distintas reacciones, otro con enojo, otro con decepción, y algunos solo se enojaron por lo que hizo, mientras que Superman veía serio la pantalla, y Batman lo vio con un poco de interés, pero igual está serio. Universo de Voice Billy Butcher tenía una media sonrisa, a ver que a fin le revelando su secreto bebía una cerveza, esperando lo que va a pasar mientras que Homelander estaba furioso ya que según él es perfecto un dios alguien invencible, que nunca puede ser derrotarlo nota de autor. Pobre imbécil no sabrá lo que le espera pero vieron que la pantalla cambia y se muestra esto adentro.
It's time for a death battle!
Howdy, neighbor. Cocoa? It's warm. You know, Nolan, Homelander is more than just a superhero. It might be cynical to say this, but he's a brand. And it's very important to me that that brand means something. And if I'm playing second fiddle to some goddamn alien, what's really the point, right? What do you think, Debbie? Aw, she's shy. So, do we have an understanding? Get the fuck out of my country.
I'm going to feed you your own heart.
Shit. That was a great line.
Country? Seriously? I'm not here for your country.
Never been hit by someone your own size before? You have to turn with the punch to reduce...
Better. What's the matter? Are you going to cry?
After I'm done with you, I'm gonna flashpoint that little shit son of yours! This worthless neighborhood! And every goddamn person you know!
Remember what I promised you. Now swallow. Merry Christmas.
KO! Wiz, if there's a god, it sure seems like he was working out some aggression there.
Fuera de la pantalla todos a ver la pelea. Ahora sí, los que son de mente débiles se fueron a vomitar para otro lado y los que son fuertes ni se afectaron por ver esa pelear. Universo My Hero Academia, toda la liga estaba en silencio a ver la brutalidad de esa pelear, mientras que un despierto Shigaraki estaba sonriendo ya que a fin matarlo a un héroe corrupto, mientras que Toga tenía una cara sonriente a ver toda esa sangre y Davi bueno está normal XD, mientras que los héroes no pudieron más y se fueron a vomitar para otro lugar. Universo desde Barry. Dios mío, eso fue Batman. Brutal, lo decía serio. Universo de Voice. Homelander estaba en silencio, un silencio aterrador a ver que murió a manos de ese sujeto. Ver su manos que está temblando Homelandermente. ¿Por qué estoy temblando? Yo soy perfecto. Alguien que no tiene miedo, entonces ¿por qué mi cuerpo tiembla? Lo decía con furia en su voz mientras en un bar estaba Billy Butcher viendo la pantalla con una enorme sonrisa que parecía una aterradora, pero todos vieron que se apagó la pantalla. Eso hizo que todos suspiré para irse a dormir. Fin de capítulo. Y perdone porque fue corto los diálogos, es que casi no vi The Voice y Invencible y se me olvidó los diálogos de los otros otros personajes, perdone de verdad buenos y más que decía Dios.